Hello again, Susanna here, your angel intuitive, spiritual guidance counselor, and intimacy intuitive. So this is a very popular topic right now, and dealing with all the chaos of things that have been happening, all the crazy, the lockdowns, the mass, the suffocation, the literal and physical and spiritual and metaphoric. So a lot of people are getting more and more depressed because we're trapped. We feel like we can't go anywhere. We can't do anything. We're losing our freedoms. Hello, read the Constitution. It's another reason I'm on this channel, because I couldn't talk about that before. So this is about depression. So again, we're doing the spiritual version of so what it means to be, besides, what's the first things that come to mind when you feel depressed, or someone who's depressed, someone says they're depressed. We're sad, we're hurt, we don't feel good, we're insecure, we're hurt. Did I say hurt? That kind of thing. We feel down, which is a common description. Then there's clinical depression, there's just feeling blasé, there's melancholy, whatever, just being sad. But so let's take the word apart. So what is the spiritual aspect of depression? It means we're not in alignment with our soul, with our God connection, where our vibration is low. So we're not vibrating as high as we should be, again, to bring it up. So what does depression mean? So to be depressed. So depressed. So depression comes from the outside in, not from the inside out. So if we tune in to our soul connection and who we truly are on the inside, bring that out, and that pushes us up. So if you have the visual, the visual that they're giving me is like a little accordion coming down. We're being depressed, and we need to be stretched back out. We need to be opened back up. We need to be lifted back up. Instead of being depressed, we can be uplifted, right? So when we get to these points of being depressed, now again, we're not talking, I'm not a doctor, but some of my guides are, or were, but we're not talking clinical depression, mental illness, things like that, although sometimes spiritual aspects are connected to that, besides nutrition and the such, but we're not going to go into that right now. We're just dealing with when we feel down, when we're having bad days, when our feelings have been hurt, we feel depressed, we're tired, sluggish, whatever. We're not motivated, right? So you want to tune in. Let's find out what's causing that. Why are we feeling this way? Okay, for example, someone says something bad to me, call me a name, or my boyfriend broke up with me and I'm just depressed, life ain't worth living. Do you really feel that way? No, you're having a bad day. So when we tune in, again, let's use that one because that's a very common one. Oh, I just got dumped, I'm so depressed. Well, is our world over? No. What usually happens, those that know me and have seen my videos know, okay, hey, something bad happens, it just makes more room for something good. Someone leaves our world or makes us exodus their world, just more people, more opportunities to bring in people that connect, that we balance with, that we vibe with. So it's always a positive thing, right? Once we get past the depression, when we lift ourselves back up, when we remind ourselves to connect with God, source, universe, whatever you want to call it. I prefer God. That's where I go, my divine connection. And I connect with my guides, I connect with Jesus, but they all go straight to God. And it's like when we get down, we want to come back up. And I like the way that, here, see that hat? Huh, cool how that happens. A little sunspot there. See, everything happens the way it's supposed to. Divine intervention, I love it. So perfect timing, sunset. So anytime we feel bad, it's like, okay, so how bad is it? We got dumped. Is it the end of the world? No. Are we sad? Are we hurt? Do we feel bad? Do we take it personally? No. Again, it's almost like we're doing a breakup video, but But this is connecting to depression. Now we can do that. I should add that to my notes. Do a little breakup thing. How we deal with that for the intimacy intuitive. And again, people, questions. Leave me questions. You can contact me. All my info is below. But think about all the positive aspects. Okay, was the relationship really as good as we thought it was? Lifting up a little bit. All these little things start playing back. Of course, in the beginning, we think of only the positive stuff, right? It's like, oh, I'm gonna miss this and that, and blah, blah, blah. But then we start seeing the little signs. Oh, well, there was that. And then he said that. And that time he did that. Oh, yeah, I guess there were all kinds of signs telling me it wasn't what it was supposed to be. So here we go. We're lifting up a little bit more. The accordion's stretching. Accordion's coming up a little bit more. We're less pressed. We're more open. And as we start opening up more and more information comes in, these little reminders, then it's like, wait, you know what? It wasn't about me. It wasn't, he just didn't like me, whatever. It just wasn't meant to be. We're not compatible. Time to open up space to bring in someone more compatible, more positive, more connected. And so now we're way up here. Let me see if I can get my little sunspot. Can I get up? There we go. The sun's moving. But the more we think positive, focus on these positive aspects, the good aspects of something that appears to be negative, it pulls us out of that depressed phase, and we're lighter, and we're more open, and we're more up. Like the old saying, things are looking up. If we just look up sometimes, it shifts our focus, because we get trapped in this little box of where we are and our issues and our experiences. And hi, little G-Dog. My little G-Dog's over visiting. So just remember that anytime you feel down, you feel upset, start with figuring out what's causing it. Where did it come from? And then start focusing on, was it really that bad? And then start lifting yourself up and out of it. Remind yourself of who you are. Remind yourself that you are connected to God, that you do have that God spark, and you have that connection and that power and that energy to bring yourself back up to a higher vibration and a happier mode. And you'll start feeling yourself lightening up. And then next thing you know, you're smiling or laughing at yourself for being down. It's like, why did I let myself get there again? What was I thinking? You laugh at you. We tease ourselves, and then our day starts out much better. So remember that this week. If you're feeling down, bring yourself up. Have a beautiful week.